Look, I want to know, yes, do you still do it? Yes, do you still put the effort in? Do you go out and make a real effort to go and visit this? That's right, your local cinema. Or have you become one of these? A streamer, I know. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because we live in a society today where everything's at the touch of a button. I mean, let's be honest, we're all watching either myself on a phone, an iPad, or perhaps your big TV screen if you're a bit posh and you can get that sort of stuff to. I can't do it. No, are you with me? I know I can't do it. Got friends who can get YouTube on their telly. Dead posh, isn't it? I know. Where will it all end, though? That's the problem. Now, there's a big problem over here, not just here actually, but around the world. And it already centers upon an activity that really, when you think about it, we never thought we'd fall out of love with. But as ever, is it our fault or the fault of the people making the product? Let me explain. Hi, good morning. Nice to see you. Hope you're well. Yes, cinema has been our big thing, hasn't it, for years when you think. They created the stars, or as MGM said, more stars than there are in heaven. And they were really big names when you think about it, the likes of Joan Crawford, Rita Hayworth, Tony Curtis, Burt Lancaster. You could just go on. I remember meeting Charlton Heston, in London. And he told me that when he signed his very first movie contract, he thought that was it. He was made for life. After all, he was now going to become a huge movie star. And he did, didn't he? In the remake of Ben-Hur, and then more predominantly for my era, Planet of the Apes, you see. You could all turn on the flick of a coin. But now over here, a major cinema chain has decided that it's up for sale, seemingly because they can't even buy backers. That is also problematic. The real reason that they cite is simply this, that less and less of us are attending the cinema. And they're basically claiming, and I'd love your take on this, that it's because now, we don't attend because, the pictures, the blockbusters that we all liked are not being made by big Hollywood studios. Now, I think it's a bit of a twofold thing, really, because when you look at independent cinemas, they put on all plethora of sort of films, don't they? Old films, silver screen things for the afternoon, perhaps even sort of a silent film with a real pianist playing. What's wrong with that? It's a fun activity. You get to meet new people. But now, as I say, the big chains are in literally dire straits and finding new ways to try and get us to come back in because we're apparently all streaming. Don't know about you, I'm not, but there you go. But is it because there isn't really the big films, as I say, like the blockbusters of yesteryear, Saturday Night Fever, Grease, Jaws, Close Encounters, all of those things? Or is it that we've truly fallen out of love with cinema? My take on this really is there's no big stars. When they do these BAFTA awards and the Oscars, don't know about you, I'm looking thinking, who are you? I've never heard of you. And I do this job for a living because they're so transient. They go so quickly. And there's always somebody new popping along before you've even got to know the other person. So for now, while cinemas might claim, of course, that they're fighting back and they're looking at new ways to lure us back into those very expensive seats, alongside that very expensive popcorn, and more importantly, hot dogs, what would it take to make you return to the cinema? Would it be old films to revisit again on the big screen in surround sound? Or have we simply now all moved on? Is everybody literally watching from home and happy to do so? Do let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.